And I'm going to switch gears here, and we're going to be bringing on some sacred soul alignment practitioners in just a minute. I just want to bring up my YouTube channel, so I can look for any questions that you guys might have that are here live. And hopefully I can look at my live stream without turning on the sound, and it might turn the sound on for a second, so bear with me. I'm going to mute my speakers here for a second, and let's see if I can turn off the sound. There we go. Good. Okay, good. Hi, Natalie, Cheryl, Paige, Frenchie joining me on YouTube. I can't see who all is there, but I see your guys' comments. So if you do have questions about the certification, Sacred Soul Alignment program or certification, just feel free to ask. Mostly my eyes are going to be on the Zoom call, my Facebook group, and YouTube. I'm also streaming on my profile and my business profile, but it might be a little hard for me to watch all of those places. I will try. I will do my best. But that's where most people are watching me from. If you are a practitioner and you're looking for the link to come into the Zoom call, it's in the Facebook, the Certified Practitioner Facebook group. And I need to go in there and see who said they needed to go first. I think it was Zahara. Let me look real quick. If it is you and you're here, just comment in Zoom. Let me see who's all here. It was you. Okay. So before I bring Zahara on here, I just want to let all of you know Sacred Soul Alignment is beginning 2 weeks from today, July 11th. I'm going to be in Maui actually for our first 2 classes, so that's going to be really fun. The classes are every second and third Thursday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. That's 4 o'clock Eastern. They're going to be about 2 hours long, could possibly be a little bit longer than that, depending on how it goes live. I always give myself a lot of extra time and don't schedule anything else that day usually. You have 2 options to join this course. You can either join for the first 2 months, which is option 1. You get attuned to 84 alignments to run for yourself. There's also a ton of other healing and training within that 2-month, 8-module course. So you join us live for the first 2 months. That option is $997, and I have a 6-month payment plan for that as well. It's under $200 a month. You can also use Afterpay or Klarna at checkout to split the payments up even more than that. But my own internal payment plan is 6 months for that. And then the option 2 is to join us for the whole 9-month program. This is the longest, most deep dive, comprehensive Sacred Soul Alignment course that I have ever done. Previously, it has been either an 8 or 12-week course, but I have put everything together into one course that is 9 months long. And I have built in a lot of spaciousness within that 9 months because I want people to be able to be present for that whole time. So it's not going to be like bam, 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 bam for 9 whole months. There's a few breaks built in there. The pace is going to be very reasonable for you to keep up on without it getting overwhelming, because in that 12-week time or that 8-week time, it's more condensed and things can, I have heard from students, it's like a fire hose of information. So I'm slowing it down to make it more digestible and easier for you to process, learn, assimilate, integrate. So we will be together for 9 whole months during that live course, and we will be together in the Sacred Soul Alignment family for the rest of time. Once you are in the family, it's really it is like a family. I had a practitioner reach out to me and share that she had a traumatic experience recently. And I posted in the group this morning, an hour or so ago, and I've already had 4 practitioners reach out and offer to do a session with her. We support each other, and some of the most amazing friendships have come out of, and business partnerships and all kinds of things have come out of the the community in Sacred Soul Alignment modality. So the investment for the full 9-month course is $29.97. That is higher price than previously, where it was one class. There was 3 separate classes, but you're saving $1,500 if from what it would be for each individual class. So it's actually a phenomenal, it's a phenomenal price. It truly is. It's everything that you need to do healing work. If you've never done it before, that was an email I got, a question I wanted to answer right at the top, that I got an email yesterday. What if I'm not connected to my intuition yet? What if I've never done this work before? This is the perfect place for you to start, because you will get connected to your intuition, but you do not need to be super connected to your intuition when you start at all. It could be brand new to you to be connecting to your intuition, because I teach you exactly how to run the alignments, and you have the descriptions, so you will know what you want to run for yourself or someone else based on the description as you go through the class and build on your intuition. There are intuition building lessons scattered throughout the class, and then also the healing and activation that you receive in this class will dramatically increase your intuition. So the investment for that is $29.97. I have a 9-month internal payment plan for that. I think it's $347 a month. And then there's also Klarna and Afterpay options. I think Afterpay over $2,000 is only available in the US, but you can split the payments up to $230 a month, I think. And I'm not sure about Klarna. I'm not sure how many they split up. That's something new that my checkout system just started using or offering. So, check that out if you're feeling called. And I'm sure you're probably going to hear from at least one practitioner who's going to say, I jumped into the longest payment plan. I had the money for that first payment, and I just trusted that it was going to unfold. I hear that every time we do these, and the money always shows up. So I would never tell somebody to do something, make a financial commitment that doesn't feel right to you. But I have heard that story from dozens of practitioners over the years, that they trusted the universe and it just shows up for them. So you'll probably hear that. If you do option 1, are you part of the community for life, or is that only option 2? Yes, if you do the 8-week, the first 2 months, you are in the Facebook community, you're in the group, and you're there for all time. You're part of that community, and you can also come, in the future, decide to come into the rest of the program. It's not like you're locked into only ever doing option 1. So for some of you, you might not be ready to do option 2, but you really want to come into this, and that's why I have left that particular option available, because I know not everybody's ready, able, or wants to do the whole thing. So yes. Okay, Melanie, you have to leave in 40 minutes to join Kimberly's class. Jacqueline, okay, I'll bring you on next. Yeah, sacred soul symbols open my intuition more. Absolutely. So we're going to start with Zahara, and then Jacqueline, I'll bring you on next. So because this is a webinar, I have to promote you to panelist, those of you who are joining. And then what do I have to do? Then I have to make you co-host. And then I think you can unmute yourself and turn on your camera from there. And I have to turn my sound on. Hello.
Hi.
Let's see, I can't hear you, but it might be my setting. And those of you who are joining me in my Facebook group, you're not going to be able to see the practitioners, but you can hear them. Okay, you guys can hear. So I changed my settings. I think I can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Alicia.
Thank you
I
for.
was so excited when Alicia posted that she wanted people to come and talk. And so I gave some thought into what I wanted to talk about. And I think I'm going to talk about what would have been helpful for me to know when I joined. So the question about new people not sure if they were ready, if this was the right class for them. And I just wanted to share that this is the perfect environment. Alicia is like the kindest soul I've ever met, and she answers her own emails. Like, who does that as a teacher of so many classes? So if you're struggling, if you need support, if something doesn't feel like it's working for you, I would say reach out. So it's not only Alicia, she has a lovely community. There's no feeling that some people are more advanced in the community. People are really wanting to share their knowledge and their skills. And so for the intuition, I didn't connect to my intuition right away. That took some time. And so I was able to reach out in the Facebook group. I was able to reach out for more than what was provided in the class. And I got more tools. And then I was able to use those tools. And people would check in on me saying, how's your intuition? How's it going? And so I didn't fall behind, which is something that's happened in some other classes where you just get overwhelmed and then you can't keep going. And so there's none of that in this class. And I'm really excited that it's longer now because I think that first class, it was like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and we get so many alignments. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many. I'm overwhelmed. And so knowing that that's not going to be the case this time, that things are going to be a little bit more gradual, I think is super, super exciting. I
Okay.
also, when I joined, I think I was a little bit hesitant and doubtful. Like, is this really going to work? It's like a quick 30-second thing that you do, and really, does it work? And I think I can say that it does. I find that alignments I run 2 years later now will go deeper. And I think it's because I've done more of the healing work that I needed to do. And I joined the class more for healing myself than I did to support others. But now I'm able to because I did do the certification. So I can do some of that with other people as well. And as long as I have their permission, even they come to me and say, oh, things feel a little bit lighter today. And I can smile knowing that it was because of something that I was able to pass on for them with their permission. And it's a great resource to have in your pocket. And I've taken a few different healing classes, and this has been my absolute favorite for the community, for the tool, for the people, and just all the love that I feel in this group. And so if you're wondering about it, you're not sure as a new person, I think that you should really consider it as long as you are open and you have the financial means to do it because you won't be disappointed. It is probably the biggest and the best investment that you're going to make in yourself. And that means that if you make that investment in yourself, you'll be able to support and love and just bring love to the world as well. So thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing all of that. Absolutely perfect. And thank you for taking time out of your workday to be with us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just the last thing about working, because if you're working and you're wondering about classes, Alicia posts in the Facebook group if you have questions, and you can put your questions in that link. And so you can be at work and still get your questions answered, because I think that might have been something that people were wondering about.
Yes, good point. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that never come live, but they get the same experience of being involved in the live class. And you can
Yeah,
come back through again, the next time I teach as well. So thank you so much, Zahara. It was good to see your
thank
face.
you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, now I have to figure out how to remove, let's see, change, stop video. I don't know how to take you out of panelists, but that's okay. I'm gonna bring on Jacqueline now. So promote. I feel like there's always a learning curve with with technology. It's always changing. Okay, so make you co-host and ask to unmute. There we go. Hi, thank you for being here with us.
Hi. Thanks for having me. Um, that was so beautiful what Sarah said. And so I'm just like, oh, how did you follow up with that? But
So I never, I tend to not ask questions of you guys because I want you to share what's on your heart. But if
Mhm.
anybody has a question, please do post and I'll try to keep an eye on that. So I guess what's on your heart to share about this, Jacqueline?
um, well, I'm trying to think when you first started this because I feel like it's been in the back of my mind to do for a lot of years, and it just never felt like the right timing and the right timing. And then all of a sudden, like I just kept coming back to it. Um, and I just sort of knew it kept pulling and pulling and pulling. And so then 2 years ago, my life sort of had a crazy somersault and I had the time. So I made the investment and I don't regret a cent of it. And it's felt like the best form of therapy for someone who doesn't like talk therapy. And I'm not knocking it. It's great for lots of people, but it's not great for everyone. Um, and what I found was so different about this healing experience compared to other things I've tried or other times when people have like done Reiki on me or different things. Um, it's really allowed my ego to get out of the way,
Mm, yeah.
and it's kind of overwrites it in this sort of sense, like because I'm like, well, I don't really know what this is going to do and I'm just going to trust the process. And um, I would have said that I felt like my intuition was pretty well honed before I came into this, yet at the same time I found week over week I was surprised at things that would show up and things that I would clear or things I'd learn or peel back another layer of something that I thought I had dealt with before or whatnot. So it certainly goes a lot deeper every time that I join your company, whether it's for a small workshop or something free you're doing on Facebook, or if I commit to coming through the class again. So, and I've done the course again, like I've gone back and I've redone it, even when we've been off session, let's call it. And that's been beneficial to me too. Um, and I think the thing that's really on my heart is that it's allowed me to get into my heart in ways that I didn't know I wasn't before. And I don't know how to better describe that, but I also feel like my connection to God is so much different
Mm, yeah.
and in ways that are very healing and healthy and loving and kind and don't really have all the, dare I say, baggage that
Yes.
maybe comes with that word and experience for people. And that's been, I think, the biggest gift to me because it's really allowed me to get out of my own way and to settle into being one with the creator, which I think we all are. But it's easy to get lost and to not feel that way in this world that we live in. And so it's been a really beautiful touchstone for me in that way. And I'm really looking forward to this next round. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was so lovely. I love hearing all of that. I love these because I get to hear things that I don't necessarily have the opportunity to get to hear in class or, so that was beautiful. And it's good to see your face. And
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining us. And I know
You're
you have to
welcome.
get to work.
I
So,
do. I have one quick thing.
oh,
Don't worry if you fall asleep. I
oh,
fell
yes.
asleep. I fell asleep every time.
Yeah.
Every time,
I
multiple
hear that
times.
all the time. Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
the lessons are, you mentioned coming back in between classes.
Yeah.
The lessons are available. Everything is in the online portal. So there are video lessons that are not the live classes that are lessons for you to do on your own time. Those are always there for the lifetime access to those. Lots of healing recordings, and then all the live calls too. Usually get those up immediately.
hmm And
Yeah.
there's some great resources that were in the second level too that I go back to a lot. I'm like, how do I do that again? And I don't remember. And it's just sometimes easier to have you talk me through it than to like search my notes and things. So
Yes.
it's been a really generous resource and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being
Mm.
here and have a great day at work.
Yes, thank you. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
And I don't know how to remove you, so.
That's okay. I'm going to just disappear.
Okay. All right. See
Okay.
you later. See you in class.
Yes, see you in class.
Awesome. Okay, so who's here that would like to go next? Just let me know in the comments, Jill. All right. Let me bring Jilly on. Always love hearing from you. You're doing amazing things with this work. And then whoever wants to go next can just let us know in the comments. Let's see. I think I did that right. Maybe not. Promote to panelist. There we go. All right, Jennifer. Oh, Rashmila. Okay, good. I'll get to you. You're in India. It's like the middle of the night for you there. Make co-host. Awesome.
Video.
It's coming on. Hi,
There we
Jen.
go. There we go.
Yay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for doing this. How are you?
I am well, thank you. So, like, Jacqueline and Zara, I was kind of in the space of what do I want to say this time? And the first thing I want to say is the community is that you get is invaluable. This investment has paid for itself. Like, I don't even know how many times we're on at this point, and this will be my seventh, eighth year repeating, I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
And it's a no-brainer yes for me every single time because your energy changes. And the thing is too is as we start to heal, and it's a multi-layered process. If you're in a space where you feel like I've never done this before, or I'm a, someone called themselves a junior healer, and I just want to say that healing is a layered process. And so as you peel off layers of the onion, as Alicia peels off layers of her onion, her intuition and her energy gets stronger, and she puts all of that into these courses. And as as you heal and she heals, it's a continuous thing. There is no there.
Yeah.
And the more that you allow the thing I want to say is if you do the work, if you allow yourself to be fully present to the work, whether it's on the replays or the live, you are going to shift. You are going to heal. Those wounds are going to come up to be healed. And I want to say that if you're in the space, because this happens a lot in my work, this has transformed my work tremendously. Because I originally took the course, I remember very distinctly when you were offering it, and I don't remember what year I invested at this point, but I remember the day before I was like, nope, this is the year that I'm going to integrate, and so on and so forth. And the very next day you made the offer and you were on, and I went, because you made it a no-brainer. And I went, okay, I'm in, fine, I'm in. And I just surrendered to it. And I went, okay, because one of the things I've learned is that when you say, if you're out there and you're listening to this on the live or the replay, and you're thinking, this isn't a good time for me, let me tell you, there's never going to be a good time. It's just a matter of if your heart is telling you that this is like, it's time to jump, it's time to jump. Whether you're financially going, and I want to say, if you're financially going, it's not a financial thing. Keep digging, because there's some of the resistance to it that you're like, if you are afraid it's going to change your life, that's a good reason to do it, because it is going to change your life. And I will say that
underneath the financial fear, but we don't even realize it until we kind of dig a little bit deeper. Because the truth is, there are people that can't, literally the money isn't there. But for most people, we can find the money for what's really important to us.
that part. And also the thing too is that a lot of times, I have to tell you, your payment plans, there's a lot of people that I see and I just kind of like, I'm not going into their stuff, but I look at their payment plans, I look at what they're doing just to kind of see like throughout across industries and whatever. And I have to tell you, you are one of the most generous people in mind, body, spirit, what you share, even on these free healings, what you share, and also your payment plans. You make this so close to a freak, unless you're like literally living in your car and you have no income. This is something where between the Klarna and between the Afterpay and the way that your generosity is, you are one of the most generous people I have ever met. And in every sense, in terms of your heart, in terms of what you give, in terms of how you show up. And the last thing I want to share is the person who you talked about earlier, about the community. And I try real hard to be Johnny on the spot with things and try to like, skim things and trying to like help and try to share as much as I can. You posted something this morning from somebody who just has gone through something that is incredibly traumatic and like is like right there in my heart space, because I have a similar trauma in my life. And this person posted asking for healing, asking for help. And I want to say that that is one of the most special things about this community is you will see people that cultivate the courage, and it's cultivating courage to what she wrote and to be that brave to say this happened and to admit it, one, and to ask for help is huge. And to be able to come into the community and have you've cultivated a community where people have the freedom to do that and they're encouraged to do that. And on the flip side of it, we have the tools to show up for them and that spirit of generosity to say, yes, do I charge for my services, my coaching? You bet your booty, because I've invested thousands of dollars and hours of my own money to get myself to where I am. And there are certain things that come up into sometimes when it's just, I'm getting chills just saying it. There's certain things that come up where you can't help but help. You can't help but serve. And I really feel like if you're on the edge, if you're like, gosh, I really want to do this, but feel into your butt, feel into the, and if I can personally, if you want to talk to somebody who doesn't have any kind of like, I have no like anything and you wanting to do this, I welcome anybody in the community. But if you're like, I want to ask that question of Alicia, but I feel like I'd rather hear it from a practitioner, absolutely feel free to PM me and be like, hey, this is a really stupid question. No, it's not. Any question you have, come at me, because I want someone, I want you here. If you feel like this is calling to your heart, I want you here. And I love, love, love the fact that you're pulling it out over 9 months, because even if you're in the space of like, you're doing the short program, there's a lot of stuff where I was on every live call. Like it was important enough to me to make it a priority. But I'm going to own the fact that there's also been times when I've been listening in the car and I've gotten to the point now where I'm like 8 or 9 or 10 years into it. I can do the heart of creation like this.
Yes.
And there's times when I also like will go back and I will literally go back into my library in Kajabi and go, okay, what do I want to listen to fall asleep? And I'll just kind of like spin it and be like, boom, okay, that's what we're doing. And I sometimes don't even know, and I'll just pop something in there and like let it play and go to sleep. And I found that really cool thing that someone posted today that I'm going to download to replay everything I'll lose.
Oh yeah, in the main group.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And thank you for you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for everything. And I also want to say that if you're getting a benefit out of the free healing that Alicia's doing, when you invest, for me, when I even invest and hit charge my card or whatever it is, or I'm in, or whatever the verbiage is on the page, my intuition amplifies because you're telling the universe that you're like ready to go. But what you get out of Alicia when you invest your time, your money, your energy in it, when you say yes financially, is 100 times more than you get on her free healings. And I can say that all of that without reservation. So that's my time.
Thank you, Jill. That couldn't be more perfect. I always love hearing from you. That was, I'm sure, really, really an answer for some people that were seeking those answers. So I'm so glad you're part of this community, and you are a big part of the Sacred Soul Alignment community. You're so helpful for all the other practitioners. You have so much wisdom. And you guys are not the only ones who receive support from each other. I receive from you guys. Last year, my brother was, it's been a year and a half ago now that he was more than that he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I held a group healing call for him. I had hundreds of practitioners come to that and do healing work with me for my brother. And it was instrumental in his journey. He passed away in March, but he lived much, much, much longer than was expected. But more importantly than that, the soul evolution that he experienced throughout his year and a half of the cancer journey changed the trajectory of his soul. And a lot of that was due to the healing that he received from all of you guys. And many other practitioners did private sessions for him. So I received just as much and when a couple of years ago, I had a big medical trauma emergency thing happen. My house was filled with flowers from my practitioners. Like 99% of the flowers and meals sent and cards that I got were from my Sacred Soul Alignment family. Not even my family who was also there for me, but you guys were there for me in ways that was gonna make me cry thinking about it. So it truly does, it is a family, and I'm glad that you're in it, Jill. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off your video, and I don't know how to remove you from the panel, so I'm gonna leave you here, and I'm gonna bring Rashmila on. Rashmila is in India. I think it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning for you. And I appreciate you being here. I usually do these a little bit later in the day, so maybe it's easier for you this time. Where did you go? Maybe I didn't do that right. Oh, there you are. Okay, now I need to make you co-host. And then I think you can unmute yourself. Hi.
Hi, Alicia.
I always love hearing your voice. You have the sweetest voice in the world. Thank you for being
Yay.
here.
You're welcome. I'm so happy to be here and so happy to talk to you. I'm really happy. Um, I was just thinking that, whenever I come for these sessions, I receive such a different kind of healing. I can, feel it coursing through my body. So it's something really, really special whenever I, come on this call and talk about you, talk about the course and my experience. So there is healing in just this experience as well. It's very precious.
Oh.
Um, I know it's not 3, it's 11:15 p.m. So
Okay, good. So you've been on
um,
these at like 3 in the morning before, so I'm glad it's more
yeah,
reasonable for you this time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because there's, something so special. And I was telling my practitioner friend Sonia that it's not a 9-month course, it's a 10-month course. And the first month is right now.
Oh, I
Um,
love that perspective. Yes, because I'm
yeah,
preparing you guys all who are joining me with these master classes and all these healings. Thank you for that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I was kind of shocked, like, what? There's a 21-day thing already. And I've been, coming in every day and maybe doing them twice a day. So it's a very natural commitment. Like I don't have to commit to it.
Yeah,
I just naturally, start to do it because it's something very different. And I've been doing SSA since 2018, I think.
yeah,
So 6 years. Um, and so this time, when I received some of the alignments through your free things, I felt like, oh my goodness, like just one alignment felt like this is the container. Now you're going in there and sitting there, and lots of things are happening just with one alignment. And I think the energy is so big just in one alignment now.
yeah,
Uh, it's huge, and to be able to come through again at such a discount, that is so special. Like I can feel that, she really wants us to do it, and especially from, from for someone like me who's from India, and the currency exchange rates are very wild. So that's like it really touches me. And somehow I also wanted to say that. Very few people, I think, are from India in SSA.
yeah,
But I have never felt from anybody that I am a person of color, uh, which I have certainly felt in many other containers. And all the, burden has been on me, which does not ever happen here because you set up the space such that nobody is burdened with processing the energy of the group.
yes,
Um, and that's the most special thing about you because your focus is so much on the emotion. And that is like so missing. Like, I just don't see it anywhere that if you're in an emotional space, you need emotional healing. I have still not found a place where this high level of love is poured onto us.
oh.
Um, it's very, very special. And I have a family, but this is more of my family than my real family.
I
Uh,
understand. Yeah,
Yeah, and I always look forward to what is she doing next? What is she doing next?
Oh,
And
thank you.
always like following you around on social media. Um, yeah, so I really felt like there's no like discrimination about anyone regarding anything. It's just everyone is a human being here, and I think that is really important when we are doing something like spiritual healing, and
Yes.
that is so interlinked with emotional healing and things like grief. So it's like I don't have to go anywhere else to heal myself emotionally. And I'm so grateful that you have upleveled so much and now we are able to receive from you. So it's very, very, very special.
Oh, thank you, Rashmala. You're such a special person, and I'm so glad that everyone, who's shared, and everyone that's in the class, and you and Jill and Zahara and Jacqueline, and all of you guys are part of this family because you are my family as well. So thank you
Mhm.
so much. Thank you for sharing all of
You're
that. It was so
welcome.
perfect. We'll let you go to sleep now, and I'll see you in class.
Yes,
All
you
right.
too. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
And all I know how to do is stop your video and mute you. So you'll stay a panelist. I'm going to bring Athena on next. I want to touch on a couple things that Rashmila said. The first one was that how alignments have become so much bigger, and that's actually something I haven't talked about. Um, Sacred soul alignments are really a completely different thing than they were when I started in 2016. Um, I thought I brought you on, Athena. All right, so you should be promoting to panelist in a second here. Um, they have grown. So Jill mentioned, we're all going through this healing and ascension and soul evolution process. And that doesn't, that's me. That's why I started this work, it was because I was going through that and I wanted tools to support myself mostly. So of course I'm growing and evolving, and I'm so dedicated to my own path of evolution and expansion. And as I do, I receive more things. I receive more guidance. I receive more tools. I have a huge warehouse of energetic tools now, where I started with a closet. And because of that, every time I teach, I literally update every single alignment with whatever the new tools and technologies that have come in have been. So before Sacred Soul Alignment, there was a collection of 6 healing tools that my best friend Kimberly Carlson and I created together for ourselves and our families, because we wanted something faster and more thorough than what we had been using. So we created these tools together. They became Sacred Light Level 1, and those tools have gotten upgrade after upgrade as well. And we just this year created 2 more tools, the emotional healing tool and a trauma healing tool. And we taught Sacred Light Level 1 for the first time in 4 years. And so I've just updated all of the alignments with those new Sacred Light tools. There's been all of my sacred soul symbols, all of these technologies have come in for me over the last few years. The alignments are updated with the appropriate symbol technologies, with the sacred light technologies. Every time I teach, I upgrade the alignments. So they are growing, the alignments themselves are growing with us. They're getting more powerful as each class goes through. And the other thing Rashmila said was mentioning the practitioners coming back through. Normally, I do not charge to come back through. You can come back through the classes for free every time, unless I add something big. This time I'm adding at least 50 new alignments, probably more by the time we really finish up with 9 months, because a lot is coming through for me right now. And I'm going to Maui. In a couple weeks, I'll be there for 3 weeks. And Maui is where Sacred Soul Alignment was born. I'm going to write a post about the birth of Sacred Soul Alignment later today, and look for that in my Facebook group. But Sacred Soul Alignment was born when I lived in Maui, and a lot of the Sacred Soul symbols came through for me in Maui as well. So I know that when I'm there, I'm going to be receiving a lot, and whatever I receive is going to be going into Sacred Soul Alignment and Sacred Soul symbol classes. So they are always changing and evolving. And back to that, not charging. So I don't normally charge this time because it's gone from a 12-week class to a 9-month class, and I'm adding at least 50 new alignments and new trainings. I am charging a small fee for practitioners to come through. It's just $297. So if you are a practitioner and you didn't know that, look in the group. I they've all gotten updated, and there's a huge, I started this class with 56 alignments, and the class was, my tuition for the class was $1,000. So you get the same amount as in the original class for $1,000, way more expanded than they were now then. You get that same amount of alignments and this whole 9-month class if you're a practitioner for just $297. So please, if you are a practitioner, don't miss out on this. Okay, that's all I wanted to share about what Rashmila said. And Athena, I think you should be able to turn your video on now. And let me ask you.
Yay!
Hi, it's so good to see you, to see your face.
You too. Yeah. So I wanted to start with saying thank you so much for just mentioning the 297, because I actually just posted in the advanced group what would that be to join this round, because I want to. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you. And I just want to say too, like Alicia knows I've been on and off social media through the years. And so I first started her class in 2018. And I'd been following Alicia, and I loved her and I loved her work. And I actually joined because I was going through a lot of health issues, and her best friend, Kimberly Carlson, started the energetic allergy healing. And I felt so called to do that because I needed to deal with my health issues. And actually, her requirements were to either be a certified theta healer or have gone through Alicia's course. So I purchased both of them in full at the same time and went through both of them. And through the years, I've redone the Sacred Soul Alignment 1. I'm an advanced practitioner. I've also done, obviously, I've done Kimberly's, and then I've done their Sacred Level 1 with a bonus of, I got some of the 4 on there. So I still have to go and find out what I'm missing, because there's so many that she's offering now that I want to get them all, because they're all amazing. And even though I'm not really part of the community on social media, because I come and go, and I kind of laugh at myself because I'll delete everything for a while, and then I'll come back on, and both Alicia and Kimberly just let me right back in. It's like, oh, there's Athena again. But overall, I use the alignments every day. I do use them in my own, I'm a practitioner, so I do use them in my own energy healing for myself, for my clients, for my family. And then also, one of the things that is part of what Alicia does is she gives you an attunement where you get to channel, you begin to channel your own packets. Yeah. And that to me has been so invaluable, even with all the alignments that come with what Alicia does, because I get my own, that I can actually attune others to. Obviously, I can't attune others to hers, but the ones that I receive myself, I can, and I love that. And I just love it all. I love it all so much. So thank you for letting me share that with everybody. And I've also sent, I have a client that joined about 2 years ago that is part of Alicia's community now, because when I have people ask me, I say, this is who I learn from, this is who I follow, this is who I still receive energy from, and there's been so many modalities through the years that I've learned, but it's always Sacred Soul Alignments and Sacred Light and energetic allergy healing that I always fall back on. I always come back to it. And I highly recommend it to anybody that's even thinking about it, because like all the other practitioners have said, it's well worth the investment. And it's totally invaluable.
Thank you so much for sharing all of
Yeah,
that. So happy that you're part of this family, and it's really
me
good to
too.
see your face.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Alicia.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, all I know how to do is turn off your camera, so you can hop off if you want. Whoops, there we go. Okay, are there any other practitioners here that would like to share? Oh, Jennifer, you're here. Let me bring you on. And if there's anyone else here, it's hard for me to see who exactly. Oh, Kizia, are you here to share? So just let me know in the comments if you're here to share. And I'll bring whoever's next on after Jennifer. Okay, you should be able to unmute yourself now, I think.
Here we
Hi, so
are.
good to see you.
Hello. So I've been taking this now since 2019. So I think I've gone through like 5 times, and every time gets better. Um, when I first started contemplating investing in my energy healing, I was working with 3 different practitioners, and within days of deciding, the money came in, and Alicia was running new upgrades that felt like they were specifically meant for me.
Mm.
And none of the other ones did that. So, and um, it seems like every time something new comes up, it's like it was meant for me specifically. So I don't know if that'll work for everybody,
I
but
hear that all the time.
it's definitely something that has happened for me over and over and over again. And I love the fact that she's continuously upgrading everything and allows us to come through either free or at a very nominal price. I love that as well. So I definitely would recommend this. On top of that, she's not just a teacher mentor, she's a friend. My
Oh,
dad was diagnosed with lung cancer almost a year and a half ago now. And I haven't announced yet. I just found out he actually is in remission now.
oh,
So
amazing.
yay.
Oh, that's
Thank you for
wonderful.
everyone who has helped with healing on his behalf. And I really appreciate that. The other thing that I really wanted to mention is how empowering this course can be for yourself. It not only helps you um, to um, reinstall, like to make your own beliefs, reinforce, that's the word I was looking for, reinforce your own beliefs, but she also helps you to alter beliefs that are no longer serving your best and highest good. And that is invaluable to me and to anyone that signs up for this course. Like I said, being in the community is also invaluable because you have people that are there to support you without judgment. You don't have to worry about them not believing in what you believe. And by the way, my dad was not really a believer, but
Yeah.
he listened. I actually got a personal recording from Alicia specifically for my dad, which was, I'm so grateful. And he did listen to it.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah. So I definitely, if you, in my experience, every time that I've jumped in and said to the universe, okay, I am going to do this, the money's always come. So if that's the issue, I wouldn't worry about it. It will come from somewhere. So yeah, definitely I would recommend this to anybody
Thank you,
and everybody.
Jennifer. I'm so happy about your dad too. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing
Thank you.
that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like you said, he doesn't believe, but he was still willing to listen. And
Yeah.
people don't really have to believe in this work for it to work for them. I've seen my family members that don't believe in what I do receive enormous benefit from the healing, without believing in it until, then they start to see the changes and they're like, maybe you're onto something here. So, Yeah, thank you for sharing, and I can't wait to see you in class.
Me too. Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thanks.
Okay, this is fun. I think you guys can probably see why this is one of my favorite things to do. Okay, Lucia, you're next here. And Kizzy, I'm not sure if you're here to share or just here um, supporting us. So let me know. I can't remember if you commented that you were coming on to share or not. So let me know because I don't want to bring you on if that's not what you're here for. Let's see. I thought I'd put you in, Lucia. Okay. Debbie, oh, I'll put you in next. Okay. Lucia, Debbie's got 20. Why is this not working to bring you in? Promote to panelist. That is weird. Okay, I'm gonna try a fourth time. And if this doesn't work, I might have to go to Debbie. Okay, Debbie, I'm gonna bring you on. I have to promote you to panelist. All right, good. And now I have to make you co-host. Lucia, I think it kept saying that I think you were pushing. Oh, you have to join from the desktop. Okay. Well, if it doesn't work out, that's totally fine. All right, Debbie, I think you can unmute yourself. Yay. Hi. So good to see
Hi.
you.
Always great
For
to
being
see you.
here.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm able to join and share my experience because I started thinking about it earlier today. I think we've been connected for 10 years.
Yeah,
Like
I think so. It was right
that's
at the beginning of my online, dipping my toes into the online healing world.
yeah. And so I, of course, joined because I'd been working with you with a lot of your one-on-one and your beginning programs. And so I was in your second round of Sacred Soul alignments. And so I was trying to figure out when that was. I think it's 2017 that began. And
Yeah,
so I've been through every single iteration. Here's what I have to say about Sacred Soul Alignment. It's changed my life. My life has gone from where I was with what I didn't even realize is I had a really deep-seated, unconscious feelings of unworthy, a lot of shame and guilt in my body. Some of it I knew about, but a lot of it I did not. And the sacred soul alignment was so easy and simple that at first it was like, is this really working? Right? Like,
yeah,
because the modality is so easy to learn and pick up, and you can't do it wrong.
yeah,
You can't say something in the wrong order and it doesn't work. You just, you set your intentions, the heart of creation over and over as I've used it for myself and all of my clients, continually brings people to a higher level in the quantum field.
yeah,
And your connection and your integrity as a healer is not the norm in the healing world
yeah.
and in the spiritual and metaphysical world. And so I can say that in all honesty with anybody who ever asks me. In fact, I'm continually talking about sacred soul alignments. It's the main healing that I do along with some of your other modalities with you and Kimberly, but the sacred soul alignment is my foundational work. In fact, I just got off of my membership call where we went through, and today was on the nervous system, body systems, which is in I think it's now level 2, right? Or
So now
with
it's all in. Now, well, it'd
it's
be
all
optional,
in.
like the full course. Yeah, you get everything.
So it was super, super powerful to understand not only how it helps, but you provide the information for anybody to learn about why is the nervous system important to us
Yeah,
on a metaphysical level and then on a physical level. You have covered the gamut with all of our emotional needs that we have. The imposter syndrome is a really big one.
yeah,
The whole, that we're worthy. and being able to heal at your own pace that you're able to absorb and integrate. And I think it's one of the most powerful things that anybody can do in signing up. I'll and as far as like an investment, if somebody's like sitting on the fence, I would uh like ditto what somebody just said before me. Sorry, I forgot her name, but beautiful soul. And in the community, we're all together. We all support each other. There's none of that back and forth that you might find in other groups. It is really people with genuine heart, soul connection, supporting each other from a loving place. And that is because you have continually put effort and energy and intention into that group. And the moment that somebody is not following that, they're out. We don't contaminate our energy. And that is so important. That really speaks to whether somebody's brand new into energy work and healing, or they've been doing it for 20 years, like I had. I thought, oh, I've done so much. And then Sacred Soul Alignments came to you in the forest. And that is still one of my favorite alignments, rose
Yep.
alignment, dolphin. I mean,
Yep.
some of these really beautiful energies that you call in. And so it has literally changed my life and how I feel about myself, how I show up as a person. And it's been a beautiful journey. There hasn't been these huge um, issues that I cannot resolve without going back. Sometimes I just have to go in and take my PDF file and do a search and go, okay, this is what I need to run today.
Yeah.
And it really, really helps. And the softness of it, powerful, is truly understanding that our healing is in a layered approach. So the more often I listen to a recording, then the more I know it's working on me. So for the last 5 years, minimal, I have listened almost every night for 5 years to either a session that we've had, a group session, or the Sacred Soul Alignments for 5 years. And I think
Well, no
it's
wonder your
changed.
life is so transformed because you've really,
It's just,
yeah.
yeah.
In the time, we know each other really well. And in the time that I've known you, both of us have transformed our lives and are different people. And you've gone through some really difficult things in that time, as have I. And,
Mhm.
you have not stopped working on yourself. You're one of the most dedicated people I know that works on themselves, and it's paid off for sure. It's paying off.
And I completely, credit so much of that is that, if I've stepped away, maybe I've missed one of the new launches, because it's been so many years, right? I remember probably around, I don't know, 2019 or 20. I think I didn't take the next one until months later.
Right.
And I jump into it, and every time I think I'm always sending you a message going, I can feel your upgraded
Yeah.
energy in this energy because I'm so energy sensitive. So I know that's not always the norm either. And so I want people to really realize that because you continually have been doing the work, when something comes up, you're upfront about it, you're transparent, you're not saying everything has always been perfect. And you go do and you get to your root cause, and these tools allow you to continually get to the root cause. Now I work on shame and guilt and perfectionists and how that ties into my worth. And so when I have something come up that has kind of unglued me, or feel like I'm not as grounded, I know I can go back and go find a tool
Yeah.
that will help me. In fact, that's why I was doing the nervous system today. It was huge, right? And I could feel it just as much as everybody else. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. When I do this
so,
work,
so
it's the same for
powerful.
me. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said, these tools don't guarantee that we will never have a problem again because we live in
Yeah,
this
doesn't.
faulty world and we're having a human experience. We're still having difficult things come up. They're less for me, I think most people can say the same that are doing this work. It's less often. Our lives are better overall, but difficult things still come up. I talked yesterday about this mouth issue that I'm having that's really frustrating for me, this nerve issue. And it's actually getting a lot. Actually, I think it's gotten so much better just since I've been done the master class last week. But my point is that we have tools to, no matter what is going on, to support ourselves and to pull ourselves out of it faster, or to, make that shift faster, or to begin to move forward into, what we want to create instead faster.
Mhm.
And it makes life
Yes,
easier.
most definitely, because life hasn't stopped happening. But what has also been really remarkable for people who have no idea what I do, right? Like, because I've spent my life in corporate America.
Right.
They don't really believe in any of this stuff. And so there's a few people in those worlds who I've been able to connect with. But so what's so powerful about it is that somebody who worked with me 5, 7 years ago, they're like, you're so calm. You're so calm. How you deal with what's coming up is different. You're more, and they're not using the word grounded. They're using
Yeah.
more practical words out there. They use the word calm. That you just seem happier, more content, more confident. Like you just present yourself more confidently. Now, I'm working through some health stuff right now with like my weight and my hormones, my female hormones. And so I've been gaining weight. And so I'm working on those tools that I have here to help with that balance. But what's changed is that it doesn't impact how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
I
That's
think I'm
really hard.
beautiful. I think I've always been
And you are,
beautiful.
yes.
And it's from my inside,
Yeah.
even though I turned 58. And so if you look back, I think I really haven't aged. And I honestly think sacred soul alignment is part of that because I've let go of not only my trauma that I've had in my life, but the impact that it's had generationally. I can
Yeah.
feel that difference of the generational healing and really connect with how it is passed on through our DNA, especially as women. I mean, I know men have it too. And my whole economic situation changes. Being able to call in, manifest, co-create, whatever word resonates with people. I believe in the co-creation with the universe. And so as I've gone through these little life experiences, I know now without a doubt, that it will work itself out because these tools have really taught me more than just running an alignment. It has really taught me more about connecting in with the universal energy and the collective and how I can stay grounded in myself and actually understand more of how complicated this could be.
Yeah.
And that's the brilliance of it. It can be super complicated, but this is not complicated.
Yeah.
And so you've been able to kind of bridge that gap with that. And so I am forever grateful. I will forever be connected with Alicia and her work and always recommend it. In fact, you were on my podcast. I think if people
Yes.
want to learn more about energy and frequency, and the integration, we talked about the integration
Yeah.
process.
That
And
was a good
so
episode.
this program, having the sacred soul alignments over 9 months, I think is super powerful for that integration. So even if somebody has gone through it again, which you offer it to us, if such a low, cost factor investment, I
Yeah.
see it as just to continue it on. But I would encourage anybody to take the leap. It really will change. It's not a magic pill. You have to do the work. You have to listen. You have to go through the exercises. But if you do, there's so much on the other side of it. And then if you get stuck, you have a community of people, not just Alicia,
Yeah.
to help you through it. So thank you for
Yes.
letting me come on and share all that. So
Thank
much
you,
love.
Debbie. Thank you. That was so perfect. And it's so good to see you. And your office looks beautiful. I love your space there that you've created. Yay. All right. This is really fun for me, as you guys can see. I want to see if anybody has any questions that I can answer. And I'm not sure if there's anybody else here. Claire, you're feeling sleepy. There's a lot of energy running when these powerful people come on and speak. We're energy transmitters. And, there's energy running when we're talking to each other. So I'm not sure if there's anyone else here that is wanting to join in sharing on Zoom. If you are here to share, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm not going to bring you on because I don't want to put you on the spot in case that's not what you're here for. And if there are any, so I did see one question. If you're not able to join now, when? So I teach this class once a year. So it will be about this time next year that I'll be teaching live again, probably a little bit earlier in the year. This year it got pushed out a little bit later because of mostly because of the Tulum, the retreat that I held in Tulum. Actually, which is happening at the same time next year, but hopefully I'm planning to do this class a little bit earlier, like more May instead of June, July. So you can, if you're not able to join us now, it will be about a year from now before I teach again. You know, and if you're really wanting to come in and you can't come into the whole program, you know, look at option 1, which is $997, and there's a 6-month internal payment plan for that. It's the perfect place to start, and you can go forward from there. A lot of you guys are going to be ready to jump into the full thing and really dive in and, you know, and change your life in 2 months or 9 months, whatever you are ready for. And I also just want to recognize, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, take that leap, the money is there. And I want to honor and recognize, I know that that's not true for everybody. You know, there are those of you who are on a very limited, you know, disability income or whatever that is. And so I want to honor the, you know, the truth of that as well. I know for a lot of people, sometimes when we feel like the money's not there, it really is, we really can find it if it's something important enough to us, but that certainly was not the case for me at one point in time. I literally couldn't even buy a book. I would go to the library, and, you know, I told a little bit of my story in my Facebook group a couple days ago. Go look for that if you haven't seen it. The title at the top is Pain is an Agent of Change. But there was a time in my life that I couldn't even buy a book, and there wasn't all the internet, you know, it wasn't the way it is now. And so I'd go to the library and check out all the books in the 158 Dewey Decimal section of the library that I could get my hands on, because I was hungry and thirsty for knowledge and change, and that's all I could do. And it took me a year to save up money for my first certification class, which was $500 class with theta healing. So I understand, and I see you, and I recognize that's not true for everyone, that we can just find the money. But for a lot of us, that is true. So if there's any other questions. Ooh, Valerie is also a Sacred Soul Alignment practitioner. She said the greatest win that I'm observing for me that comes in through having these tools is a sense of boundaries that naturally occur. I no longer feel the need to fix other people. Rather, I can be available to share and assist when others are ready. That's so important. I've had that shift internally as well. Beautiful. I'm not seeing any other questions. I'm not able to see everywhere. Let me look on YouTube here. I had to remove somebody from the YouTube chat there. Good thing I was looking. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions, but if you're watching the replay or you're here and you have questions, you can schedule a 15-minute Zoom call with me. And as I said, I would never put any pressure on anybody to sign up for this. I will invite you and take you through a process to feel if it's right for you and answer any questions that you have. And you can schedule that on the registration page. If you just go to sacredsoulalignment.com/program, it's right underneath the registration buttons. You can schedule a call with me. That's, you know, free, 15 minutes long. If you have questions about the program, it's not a call for asking questions about healing or anything about like that. It's specifically for this program. So let me know if you can't find a time that works for you, and I can open up some other spots as well. Cheryl says Alicia's classes and teachings are definitely miracle tools that everyone can benefit from. I highly recommend you to join. If at all possible, you will flourish for sure. Thank you for that. Well, I think we may be at the end of our roundtable today. It's possible I might do another one because I know there was other people that wanted to share and this time did not work for them. So I may do another one of these. But thank you to all of you guys who did come on and share. I appreciate you so much. And I can't wait to see who's going to be joining us in 2 weeks from today. So much love to all of you guys. Oh, and I will see you tomorrow for day 8 of our Heart of Creation immersion. And tomorrow I'm going to stay on the live stream after that's in the group after the Heart of Creation, and I'm going to do some more personalized reading your energy and bringing in some alignments. I did that a couple days ago. It was a lot of fun. Everyone can come into the group and receive the healing, whether I get to your comment or not. I ask people to comment briefly and I just tune in, and I'm intuitively guided to who to get to. I think last time I got to almost all the comments and run some alignments for you. Sometimes a message will come through, and then everyone can receive those alignments. So if you're available tomorrow, come on in or stay after the 21-day Heart of Creation immersion at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Or you can watch the replay. It will be in the group only, Sacred Soul Alignment with Alicia Hartzell. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Sending you all so much love. I hope you all have a great day. And bye for now.